Alright guys, today we're going to be doing a repair on this really nice 9430 RALS. So I got it the other day and I let it charge for over 24 hours. And as you guys can see, it's blinking. And the reason why is we got a red and green light, which means it's pretty much dead. And just so you guys, I mean, I didn't do a 24-hour time lapse, but that's the freaking charger. So, tells you something, see, it just died. So, what we're going to have to do here is, I couldn't even really find a video on it, because I guess the only guy who I could find a video on didn't really seem American, seemed foreign. So, let's just get straight to it. Now, the size is going to be a 5 Allen key metric, and that is going to be your bolts over here. Okay, that's so that it can loosen up the plate. I've already kind of looked in here, but I want you guys to get an idea of what it's gonna. I don't know what that was that fell. Oh, I think it was a socket. I want you guys to kind of get an idea on what's going on here. It's probably help out somebody else down the road. Because I was a little frustrated to not be able to find out, any information on these. Because they're great lights, but, oh my God, I didn't want to do all that. That was a little brutal. Let's put it on this side. So, first things first, let's just dive straight in and get to it. Now, that one over by the handle, that's a 5, but you need a 3 on the Allen key. And I do not have a dang screwdriver 3. And I wasn't going to go dig out my socket 5. Just for this, so we're going to use an Allen key. I know you use this and you go get the right tool. This is really just a guide kind of thing, unless you have to use one of these. That's at least my recommendation usually. But we are going to use this so that we can go ahead and get this repaired. Because if someone calls me in the middle of the night and I got to go do a service repair on, let's say, a vehicle, or I got to go weld something on someone's trailer, we need to be able to pull it with light and not have to use the generators all the time. You don't always want to. I don't want to run a generator, let's say at 12 o'clock at night if someone calls me. I'm gonna be honest with you, I really don't. Whether I got nice ones too. I got 2 nice generators, but I still don't want to have to do that. It's just loud. So I'm gonna show you guys how to repair this. Now, if you look up this light brand new, they're $1,400. So instead of paying $1,400 to get a new one, or even paying, the whopping $180 plus shipping just for the battery, I'm going to show you guys how you can get the same size battery with the same voltage, same amp hour. I'm going to show you guys on live right now how I'm going to go ahead and wire the new battery in. And it is a sealed battery. You got to use a sealed battery on these units. Do not use a non-sealed battery when doing this, because the battery is actually laid up in there a little funky. We could have done it like this the whole time, but I'm trying to help you guys see a decent angle. Anyways, so these are a 3. I couldn't find anywhere where the guy would tell me what it was either. It's a freaking 3 on the metric Allen key set. I mean, if we really want to get technical, we could probably match it over. I want to say a 1/8 might work. So I'll show you guys here on the camera. This will help somebody. Dang, I was close, but no cigar there, huh? So we'll go to 7/64, and that would also work, but it's sloppy. So I would recommend you go to a 3 in the metric, because look at that. Snug as a bug in a rug. So now that we got all these bolts off, there's 4 of them. Don't worry, this is the big one. That is the size 5. And I'll show you guys again. Size 5 and size 3. Those are 2 sizes you need. So I would recommend using the metric. If you use the standard, you're going to have some slop in it. So you have to take off the bolt right here. Once you open it up, you should be able to pay attention and really figure it out for yourselves. But that size 5 is right there, by where the light stand is, pretty much, or whatever you would call it. I believe now, if I remember this correctly, now is when you can get it out. I did this kind of late the other night, and I've been working on a bunch of other stuff. So there you guys go. As you can see, you got a power, whoop, you got a power, and you got a ground. Okay. Now, don't be misled by the ends here. Obviously, go based off the wires, because, and this is a fuse. This is a fusible link right here. It's a fuse in there, but in case that way you don't blow nothing up. But you gotta not look at the crimps, because they used a red on both sides. I mean, that's fine. It's not a big deal to do that, I guess. So what we'll do is we'll bust that free. Honestly, that's probably an 8mm. If you didn't want to use a Phillips head screwdriver, I'm just going to use a Phillips head screwdriver. I'm not going to break my head on this. And hopefully the battery's going to be the right size. I honestly don't know how this part's about to play out. Now, the numbers on the one I got seem pretty close. Might have to modify a thing or two here. We'll get there when we get there, boys. Anyways, so looking at it, I don't see anything else too major. We're going to have to bust that off. That's probably going to be another 3. Obviously, I didn't pull it all the way out the band the other day. But there's a top plate right here. So we're going to have to modify that. Possibly have to drill holes to put this plate that goes across and locks the battery in. Might have to modify it with the drill. And if the battery's, has a bigger width, we'd have to just drill and tap up here. Or we could just put a nut and bolt to hold the plate in. Doesn't really matter, but either way, you got to do this part. So we can pull this off and this off. Woo! Could we unclip that? Yeah. I don't really see it necessary though. At least not yet. Let's go ahead and take this one off. And it's pretty self-explanatory. These bolts are much shorter than the 3s used in the black plate at the bottom. So it should be pretty hard to mess that up. We'll go ahead and slide this out. Now remember, they want $180. I'm showing you how to save $130 on one of these. If you order a used one off eBay, you probably get it really nice and cheap. It probably has a similar issue. Most people don't use common sense, so I'm trying to show you guys how to use some common sense and repair something like this. These are really nice lights, but for an everyday person, this might not be worth it, I guess. I don't know. Most people don't want to do all this. I enjoy working on stuff, so it's not a big deal to me. It'd be nice if this plate right here kind of came out. We can always bend this plate and then bend it back in if we had to, but I don't think it's really going to work the way I want it to then, because thinking about that now, how are we going to get it in that hole where the mount is? Wouldn't work. So we'd have to through bolt that and then custom make a plate, yada yada. Now they have a pin right here, which looks like it might be a hindrance in a minute, but we'll just roll the battery out. So this is the factory battery, and this is the 12 volt 20 amp hour. I got a similar battery, not the same brand, $180 plus probably $20 in shipping, $200 battery. We got another sealed battery. I'll show you guys what we're gonna do here. And you know what? We'll leave this battery over here so we can get the size comparison in a minute. We're gonna go ahead and take this casing and put it on the other side of the workbench. And the workbench is kind of a mess. I got hydraulic presses, wire wheels, bunch of stuff in the way right now. Sorry that I got wires in the back over here right now, but I've been kind of working on the go. I've been doing a lot of in the shop work, so I kind of just got tossed around because I've been doing a lot of mobile. So we'll just kind of pop this tape a little bit. Don't get bloody. Cut towards your buddy. Don't actually cut towards your buddy. That's just something me and a couple of my buddies say when I see them. Alright, so looking at the box the battery came in, I'd say it's about the same size. I do believe that they weigh the same amount, if I remember correctly. This is obviously this one is a lead battery, sealed unit, as you guys can see. So hopefully this one will be very similar. And it looks like we will have to modify it, but this one comes with the bolts, washers, and nuts. So when we modify it, it's not like we got to do much here, but just follow me, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. There you go. All right, so side-by-side comparison. Let's get a little check here. So my tape measure is in the car, so we're going to use a flexible one. So I'm sorry about that. So we'll just use this cheap one. I usually use a hard tape or normal tape measure, but 3-inch. Dang, look at that, right on the money. 3-inch. We got 7-inch. It's like 7/16. This one actually, if we gotta go based on this, not the top. Same exact size that way. We do have a different, you know, bolt style. This one's kind of an in, whereas this one has the tabs. But these got pretty heavy duty tabs, I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually kind of impressed. So, as you guys can tell, 12 volt. We got 12 volt. Look at that. So, I'd say we're probably gonna be good. Wow, that one is a lot heavier though. And they literally look pretty identical. I mean, pretty close. Oh yeah, that original battery that's in there is I'd say it's almost a pound more. That's impressive. How many pounds is it? It doesn't even say. This is the OEM factory one. And let's try picking it up with the other hand to see if it feels just as heavy. I don't have a scale out here. Oh yeah, that's considerably heavy. Considerably difference in heaviness. So now when I pick up the light, I'm not going to strain as much. That I can tell you right now. I don't know if that's going to be a quality issue, but I mean everything is seeming to add up. As you can see, obviously I already know that's a sealed unit. Non-spillable sealed lead acid battery. So we know that's good. That's good on standby use, cycle use. See if we can get a spec on this one. So let's do this. Standby use 13.70, 13.9, 13.5, 13.8. Okay, cycle use 14.4, 14.6, 15 volt. This one only goes up to 14.80 volts. This one says a 6 amp max, less than 6 amps. Initial current, less than 6 amps. So, pretty much right there with each other. So we'll go ahead and start trying to build this sucker back. See how much of a bear that's going to be. I've never done one of these, but like I said, this is kind of common sense stuff. I mean, you can use your dang brain, you can figure this all out. And it kind of looks like it was, like the casing's a little split right there. Not really leaking any out, so that's always good to know. You know what I mean? But this is more of a video to show everyone else how to repair this. Every video, I only found 2 videos, and that guy, like I said, nothing wrong with how he speaks. It just wasn't very clear, at least not by American standard. Now, I'm not trying to be rude or not, I'm just being honest. What we should have done, hold on, before we get carried away, let's see if the height is the same. This one's actually shorter by, it looks like about 1/8 of an inch. Could be the table it's on. So we'll go like that. Yeah, it's about a 1/16 of an inch, or 1/16 of an inch difference. Now, what we're going to do is, we got a dowel pin over here, or whatever you want to call it, a pin. So we'll slide this way. Look at that, guys. Slaps right in. You know, obviously, I did look up all of the build specs on this battery before I bought it. This one was made in Vietnam. This one was made in Taiwan, just for anyone asking. And this one was from Amazon. I don't buy a lot of stuff usually from Amazon. I do buy stuff from Amazon, but you know, if I can buy better end, I try to from time to time. If I'm just buying a battery, slapping this thing, if the specs all match up and it all looks good, that's what I'm going to do. Some people did say that theirs came with a less amp hour battery, but it was very few people in the forums. No one really had a clear direction on what to do with this. I mean, I feel like it's pretty straightforward as far as, you know, putting a freaking battery in. That's really all we're doing if you think about it. So we're going to take our plate. This is our lockout plate. We'll slide that puppy over there. We're going to take our small 3s. We'll come up on this side. thread it in, bam. Come up on this one, thread it in, bam. Now, hopefully, everything will work out as we want it, you know. If it doesn't, we're only out 40 bucks versus the 20. Now, I did do like a bypass kind of deal, and what I did was I took the casing, I opened up the casing, and I hooked it up to a known good 12-volt power source, and then hit the power on button. It showed green, stayed green for quite some time. It definitely lit up the light that it comes with, and it didn't appear to be a module issue. So, and then I did some testing on the battery, seen it dropping down voltage rather quickly. Tells me we got some bad cells in the battery. So at least that's my hypothesis. I mean, I'm not gonna go out on a limb and say yours is the same. So definitely do some little like double checks before you go spending money. I mean, it's only 40 bucks, but I'm not rich, and I'm sure most of you guys are not either. If you're not willing to, you know, go slap freaking 40 bucks on one of these suckers. Now, let's think about this. We got some metal flanges coming up like that, so we're gonna probably put this terminal on like that. Might even flip it this way. That way we don't strain it too much. And I'm kind of concerned that if we put it the other way, it might bump the casing somehow. I mean, we could probably go like this and be fine, but I think we'd be better off doing it that way. And as far as this ground, we'll do it the same way. And if we do have like an issue with it down the road, we could just easily take it and you know, splice in, put new longer wires, call it a day. But here's the hardware that comes with this battery. So we'll go nut, washer, and actually, yeah, we'll do that. Nut, washer, will come up on, ooh, dang it. Now I gotta go get a socket. I'm gonna assume that's probably 7mm. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back. Might be an 8. It's an 8. Oh man, I bet you I just left that 8 right where I'm thinking. No, it's right there. Good stuff. Alright, let's try an 8. Yep, it's an 8. I guessed wrong first time though. And we'll set up the other bolt. So we're going to go bolt, washer, and we'll come up on this side of it. Probably should have went and got a wrench, but I did not grab an 8mm wrench. I could have grabbed my ratchet wrench. We'll go split ring, and then nut. You know what? I don't even think really that that's going to be necessary. I want to do this. I'm going to go washer again, so we don't have to fight it. I mean, these terminals on here are pretty freaking stout, I'm not going to lie. And what we can do is we can pull some of that ground in a little bit, and now that's nice. I like that. I wish it would have been a little bit more slack on the positive side, but got to work with what we're given. We got positive on that side. Base yourself on the wires, not on the terminal clamp or crimp. We'll go ahead and take a split ring. We'll go ahead and put the nut on. There we go. Take our 8mm. I think that's pretty tight. But I'm going to go grab a wrench. I'll be right back. Watch out, honey. You're right up in the camera.
Skylar just looked outside. She's like, what is that?
Oh, I'm hiding.
I saw you running across the yard.
Well, I had to go get an 8mm wrench. Sorry, honey. Nothing fancy. I'm not doing anything too crazy. You know what? Let's go ahead and we're gonna loosen this up. I just want to kick this terminal in more since we got a little bit of slack. sorry this isn't a straight to the point of being picky kind of deal right now, so you don't have to be this picky, but dang it. Come on, old ratchet. Get up in there. Get in there. Alright, there we go. Tighten that down. Bam. We got a bolt. We'll go bolt, terminal, or terminal eyelet. You know what, I almost want to say, yeah, we'll camber it or kick it a little bit. We'll go washer. Honestly, we could probably just leave it like that, but we'll throw a split ring on it just for giggles. Just for giggles now. So, we'll go ahead and put this one on now. It's $1,400 light, brand new, so hopefully this $40 will fix it and keep it running for another 10 years, 15 years, we'll see. Battery was made in Taiwan, so ain't no promises. Oh, actually, this is Vietnam, you know. Might be, might make it. The other one was made in Taiwan. So, we'll find out. But anyways, go ahead. Tighten that down. 8mm for the new hardware. And just for giggles, I'll check what the old hardware was. So for anyone trying to take those off without using a Phillips, it is an 8mm as well. Should have known that. Alright, all that looks pretty good. Now I just want to see something. Alright, look at that. I'll show you guys this real quick. So we got some power. Good old power. And so that you guys don't have to sit here and watch me put it all back together, we'll just kind of put the light on real quick, give you guys a sneak peek so you guys aren't sitting here thinking you're wasting your time with some bozo. That's way brighter than what it was originally. Oh my god, dude. That's impressive. It's impressive. So as you guys can see, we have now repaired it. And we'll do this number, flip this light to the side. And as you guys could see before, we had a green and a red. Now we got green. Now we got green. So you guys can stop watching at this point in the video if you want, or you can continue to watch me put it together so you know that it's done correctly. It's up to you guys. And yes, with this battery, being that it is not a lithium or anything crazy, it'll still be able to charge with the OEM factory charger. So we don't have to modify it and upgrade the socket and drill out rivets. You could add a lithium battery to cut down on the weight, but there's only 12 hours in the night really. I'm not gonna get a lithium. If I'm pulling this thing out, I'm young buck, I can deal with it for now. In 10 years down the road, maybe I'll be tired, cranky, and lazy, or if my son has to start carrying it, maybe I'll just get a secondary one and do the lithium conversion. But for now, I don't think it's really necessary. So we'll go ahead and pull this out. We'll open up our casing. All that looks good to me. Let's go ahead and start setting that all back up. We'll take these wires, kind of tuck them out the way, get those grounds out of our way for a minute. See if we can get those wires up a little higher. Could probably turn around and add some additional charging ports over here over time. We'll find out, you know, do we want an inverter? Do we want anything crazy? We'll work on that as we go and get there soon. Maybe we'll put a USB port over here and a Type-C port over here and tie it into the wiring to the module. I mean, there's 100 ways we could honestly do that. So we'll work with it as we go. But for now, let's go ahead and slap it all back together. We'll flip the casing up, we'll take it, kind of lay it in there without abusing our fingers because it is some sheet metal and I've already had my pinky sewed back on in the last year. Not really trying to have to do that again. Let me tell you boys, ain't fun. So we got our hole over here lined up. We'll go ahead, get our number 5. Number 5, bam, metric. Metric is the way with this. You could use a standard if that's all you have. Would not recommend it. Very loose fit. Just Didn't feel very confident trying to even do that, so I wouldn't recommend it. And once we get it tight, don't over tighten it. You don't want to pull threads. You just did all that work. You want to do one repair at a time, as I like to say. Don't add any more. These two 8mm that we had, we can go ahead and just toss these in the nut and bolt bin. Got a whole box, it's about this big, full of nuts, bolts, screws, everything organized. So this side obviously goes where your stand for the light is. Let's make sure all this lines up. Kind of seems like it's not lining up the best. And I wonder, oh, I bet that metal dowel's got to go over and slide in. And I think I just figured out what we did wrong there. So thankfully we didn't mess nothing up, but we're gonna have to fix that. So let's come over here. We'll grab our big boy 5. We're gonna back this out one more time. We're gonna line it up properly. I'm assuming that's what's going on. I'm not 100% sure, so don't hold me to it. Yep, seems to be what was happening there. So now, I should be able to slide it over. We're gonna have to find that sweet spot on it. That is? Yep, that is what goes on there. So, we gotta get it to come over, drop in. We're gonna get that freaking pin, latch. It seems like you're going to be a little bit of a bear. There it is. Now we got it. Once we pull it down, so it's in the pin. There's a little hole in there on the other side of the handle. It's got an oval. It's the dowel pin I was talking about, the metal pin. You got to get it in there. And where'd our screw go? Oh, I see it. It's dancing. Boop. Get you on that bed. Come on. All right. So we'll lay it up like this for right now. Don't really matter. And I probably just pulled the bottom out. Did I just pull it out? No, it's still in there. It's kind of holding itself, so I don't have to worry about that. Let's go ahead, get our number 5, which is already out. And I probably, yeah, I kind of figured that was dumb. I should have just left it on its side. It's a lot more manageable that way. At least then you can just kind of float it in like that. So don't do it upside down maybe, but it is what it is. Once we see where it needs to go, we can kind of pull it over. There we go. Make sure we get it in that battery terminal area. You're a bear, aren't you? Sorry if you guys are hanging in there and watching this part, because this is annoying, but you gotta locate that pin area in order to do this right. Alright, now we're in the pin. If you don't put it in that pin, it'll slide all the way over, but what's gonna happen is you're gonna have an angle on this side. It will not fully seat, so you have to get it in there. You have to. It's not a question of if you have to, or if you want to. No, you have to do that. It's the only way you're going to do it and do it right. Push down on this side now. You got to push on it, a decent little amount. That way it's not fighting it. And it'll kind of pull itself, but just keep tightening it. It'll pull that plate to it. And once you see it pull and snug up to it, stop so you don't over torque it. Go ahead, pull your 3 out. Now it should fully seat. Yep, there it is. It sucks that you can't really find too many videos on how to do this, but now if you guys own one of these and you're trying to repair it, you'll see it on my YouTube page. Like, comment, share, obviously, so that one day we can give away repairs and get paid for it. That's the goal, is just to repair people's stuff and get paid for it. I don't really care about being a millionaire, but I would like to just, sit at home, teach my son how to repair things, and help people in this economy that's all messed up. I like money, but I'm not greedy, so like, comment, and share definitely if you want to maybe get a repair done by me for a good, really cheap price or for free in the future. We'll see what the world has intended for us. So we'll just go ahead, tighten all these down. Probably would have been a little faster if we would have had, you know, a size 3 screwdriver. But unfortunately, I guess fortunately, fortunate I had these, but this is really just for finding the right size, in my opinion. But all the Allens I did have will not fit in there. I have this size, it just ain't fitting in there, I promise you. Because it's for, you know, 1/4, 3/4, and 1/2 inch drives. So, I don't usually have to do small stuff like this, and when I do, I don't mind just busting this stupid thing out, usually. And when I use Allens, it's usually on a car, like a BMW, Volkswagen, something with some room to it, you know, where they intend for you to use the socket. Now, we should be able to flip it up. There we go. And she's good to go, boys. And just so I can show you guys that I'm not steering you in the wrong direction, what we'll do is, we'll come over here, and we'll plug it in. Okay, we got it plugged in. And I want you guys to be able to see this. Sorry, I got a gas cylinder in the way. Orange means it's charging. So it is charging. We'll come over here and unplug it so that you guys can verify that. Green means that it's not doing anything. So before, it would just stay green. It was trying to trickle charge it, and it would stay green, but it couldn't do anything. I'll just show you guys one more time. Boom. So, if you guys need help or have any questions, send me a message. You can find me on Facebook. Right now I have to charge money, but once I get rich enough or famous enough, either one, hopefully I can give back. Thank y'all for watching.